Joining us now is William Douglas Campbell. He is the Uranium One FBI informant. Now, to protect the identity of Mr. Campbell, we have had to put him in shadow. Sir, it's an honor to see you, and we welcome you to the program. You have worked as a operative, if I can use that term, for multiple agencies. How many years?
30 years.
And you first got involved. You were within a Putin-Russian operation within the United States since 2009, correct?
Actually, earlier than that. My work, when I was handed over to the FBI, started in 2005, and I was under, ultimately, formal contract and an associate partner with the Russian government and its senior Russian nuclear leadership, who worked directly and indirectly by appointment of Putin.
Yeah. So when you say handed over, you're talking about 30 years you've served your country. Would it be fair to say in dangerous situations at times?
Yes, sir, you could say that.
Life-threatening, maybe?
You could say that.
So at some point, Mr. Campbell, your life's at risk. You see Russians have infiltrated the United States of America. They're living within America. And at some point, you became aware that Russia wanted to get a foothold in the uranium industry and that they were going to look at this conglomeration known, what we now know as Uranium One, and that deal was going to give them that foothold if, in fact, it was approved by 9 government agencies.
Yes, sir. There was no question about it.
Yeah. And the FBI knew that?
The Bureau knew it. The Uranium One position was a part of a long-term strategy, a 4-tier strategy by the Russians.
Did these Russian criminals, Putin operatives, when Hillary was Secretary of State, Barack Obama's the president, and again, you're there when they first get into office, did they express any specific Clinton strategy, how to get her on board, or did they express any Obama strategy?
This was a criminal investigation of people that I had reported. And yes, the Russians and the United States conspirators I was working with stated the Clintons were implicated. But that was not the focus of what I was doing. And I did not believe until Uranium One approval actually happened that the indications from these Russians were solid about the Clintons influencing that decision.
Were they telling you that they had confidence that Clinton would sign off on this deal?
Absolute confidence.
Did they have confidence that Obama would sign off on this deal?
They were quite sure that Obama and the administration, who they had deemed and labeled as being very weak multiple times, would respond favorably.
You're a patriotic American. You're risking your life. I got to imagine that hearing that your country is weak and your president and secretary of state are weak, I would feel bad for my country, if you will.
Mr. Hannity, I reacted to it, and I challenged my FBI handlers as to why the hell all the work done monitoring the successful Russian strategy that I'd been reporting since 2005, 2006, had fallen by the wayside, and CFIUS approval had been allowed to succeed.
What did they say to you? What was their possible there's no reason, I can't expect any reasonable explanation as to why America would hand over America's precious uranium when we don't have enough.
The agents that were senior agents that have families, I might add, that were accountable to, at that time, Robert Mueller, who was
the FBI director,
who was overseeing my entire operation, looked at me and conveyed to me frustration and said, "Ask your politics."
It takes my breath away that this is an epic, the most spectacular failure. Do you think, did you conclude, what is their possible motivation for people not to do their job at this high level? This is key to America's national security.
It was political, and they believed that Hillary Clinton would be elected president. They were gun-shy, they were political, and they turned their back on the country, in my opinion.
Thank you for telling us your story and the hard work and the danger you put yourself in for your country, sir. Thank you. It's an honor to meet you.
Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.